Hi, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
I'm Melissa Edwards. I'm the owner and managing director of MAATS Tech.
Lovely. And how long have you been with MAATS?
Over 20 years.
Great. What does a typical day at MAATS involve for you?
Reading a lot of emails, liaising with senior team members about current projects, team performance, anything that people are concerned about, any employee issues, talking to clients and supply chain about current work and potential new work, reading social media, LinkedIn, magazines, trying to understand what's going on out in the industry. Obviously finance, monitoring cash flows against budgets, and answering questions from anyone in the company sort of at any time. So, but always available for a good old chit chat.
So busy would be accurate.
Busy, yes.
What has been the most rewarding professional experience you've had?
I think for me, it's when I see young engineers come into the company, and you see them come out of their shell, develop, and as their experience grows, and they learn from others, and they start to go out and see. Quite often they'll go and see designs that they've made in reality and the excitement of it. And I just like to see them grow and develop.
Lovely. And what drew you into your career?
Well, I'm not an engineer, and I worked for sort of 20 years in the aviation logistics area before joining the family business. So although I'm not an engineer, engineering has always been around me.
Sure, lovely. And obviously not being an engineer, it'd be difficult to answer this, but who or what would you say is your engineering inspiration?
I think with any engineering, there's no specific person, but I always find it fascinating and inspiring when you see complex systems that someone's, they've been able to imagine, put it together in their mind, take that design all the way through to manufacture and delivery into reality. And I'm always amazed, when you look at things like, food production lines, the intricacies of all that and how it all comes together. And it's just sheer detail that someone has thought about all of those things to actually make that. And I still find that, absolutely inspiring that people think that way.
Yeah, lovely. It's great. Yeah, it is very, it's incredible how some people's minds work, I think. And what are your hopes for the future of engineering and for the company?
The engineers in whatever discipline they're in, that they continue just to keep pushing the design barriers. We're always looking to improve efficiencies. People will always tell you that they need to keep the costs down. In particular, at the moment, I suppose the environmental impact is a quite a big drive at the moment, and how people can look at that and see what they can do to make their contribution, but also just be able to still give that everyone a little bit of a wow factor every now and again with whatever it is that they've designed.
And what would be your advice to young women interested in a career in engineering?
Well, I think a few years or so ago, Sport England had that phrase, "This girl can," and I still think that applies to any young woman getting into whatever career that they want to get into, or just generally in life. And I think one of the things to remember about engineering is it's not just about being an engineer. There are many other associated roles, from, you know, logistics, marketing, procurement, you know, right through to, like myself, running a company. You just have to believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to fail, and continue to build and grow your knowledge, and most of all, enjoy it.
Lovely, very wise words. Well, thank you ever so much for your time, and I wish you all the very best.